Welcome Starcraft fans everywhere. It's time for our preview show here for Group D. Let's introduce these players with a quick little interview. Wolf joined by Moonlit, of course. And look at this guy, that's Terminator. The underdog Protoss, and there is Byung. CJ having a decent run in this tournament with his Terran teammate Sky High advancing yesterday.
주성욱 3명에 테란 1명.
주성욱 선수 이야기 한번 해봐야죠.
So we're going to talk with Zest, the Kingslayer first.
관광객이 돼버렸어요. 잘 보고 왔습니까?
So you were the BlizzCon's favorite, but you fell out of the tournament pretty early. How did the tournament go for you?
네, 너무 생각보다 빨리 떨어져가지고
He fell out of the group
같이 떨어진 사람
earlier than he thought.
원래 가기 전에는 그 1억의 상금이 내 거다. 요즘 확률도 올라가지고 좀 좋거든요. 그런 생각을 좀 하셨을 것
quite catch that
같은데.
last part, but
솔직히 욕심이 많았는데 그냥 제가 좀 컨디션 관리를 너무 못해가지고
he had a real big desire to win, but he wasn't in good condition. His condition was pretty rough.
고향이잖아요. 안방이잖아요.
네, 그 방금 손 풀어봤는데
This is GSL. This is your hometown now.
잘 감겨가지고 잘 될 것 같아요.
짝짝 붙었어요 손가락이.
Just warmed up right before we had this interview,
쫄깃쫄깃하죠.
and I was feeling pretty good. You know, he warmed up really well.
예, 알겠습니다. 그러면은 뭐 여기서 무서운 상대가 없을 텐데. 특히 옆에 있는 원이삭 선수는
translating that last part is just a bit too much. It's like there's nothing to say that in English. I don't know.
그 경기 말고 밖에서
How do you feel about partying as an opponent, as parting giggles in the background?
진짜 재밌는 친구란 걸 알게 됐어요. 그래가지고 오늘도 좀 재밌게 해줬으면 좋겠어요.
So he and parting meet outside of the game a lot. He's a really fun guy, and he hopes that he can make some fun games with me today too. So we're gonna pass the phone over here to parting.
제가 원래 진지하지 않고 약간
So you know you're a great player, but you also seem kind of like a funny guy.
그렇게 된 것 같고.
I'm not really serious. He says I'm a funny guy.
또 보여드리고 싶은데
He
제가
admits
하도
that.
맞아가지고 성욱이 형한테.
He's not gonna hide it.
그래서 그건 좀 오늘 만약에 만나게 되면은 보여드리고 싶어요.
겁을 좀 먹은 것 같은데요. 지금 대만의 요이 플래시 울부주.
He wants to play some great matches against Zest,
동영이요?
but Zest always beats him when they face each other.
거기서 이제 같이 날개가 돼야 되는데 요이 플래시 울부주가 활약이 조금 없어요 한국에서는요.
네, 활약이 없는데 이제 제가.
So you're on your new team, Yaoi Flash
아마
Wolves.
이제 좀 활약하는 걸 보여드릴 수 있을 것 같고 많이 기대해 주셨으면 좋겠어요.
힘이 좀 빠진 느낌인데
So
기대해도 되죠?
since he joined this team,
그 예전에 원희삭이
he's gonna of course try to improve his results, show great results to you guys. And so he's saying, you know, just wait for
지금 너무
that.
졸려가지고 약간 피로해가지고 약간 좀 가감함이 사라진 것 같아요.
He said he actually feels a little bit sleepy, a little bit tired today.
주성욱 선수가 있어갖고 좀 그런 것 같고 그리고 여기 올라오는 데 있어서 홍보 영상
So he thinks he's gonna
찍어서
die. It's so hard for him to play today. That's how tired he is.
예, 그러니까 거의 뭐
So they asked him about the video he put up about begging for fan votes.
부담감은 좀 없나요?
일단 좀 제가 실력적으로 못 올라올 것 같아서 좀 약간 좀.
And he didn't go through the qualifier. So do you feel any extra excess pressure because you have this weight of the shoulders of your fans voted you in here?
쉽게 올라온 만큼
I don't really feel much pressure, he says.
떨어질 것 같긴 한데.
I know how popular I
최대한
am.
노력해가지고 한 명의 인생을 망치는 정도로 해서 같이 떨어지던가 아니면.
He has this weird feeling that he's going to get eliminated early, but he's going to do his best.
세상 선수를 망치려고요?
He said he knows he's going to take one player with him on his way out. That's such a weird thing to say in an interview. Are you concerned that it's going to be Terminator that you bring down? And he says, why do you say that? I didn't say anything about Terminator.
우영이 형한테 인생이
He's a great Protoss.
일단 누구 인생을 망친다고 말 못하겠고 대충 짐작하실 것 같아요.
I actually got some tough feelings with Byung.
그 옆에 있는 하재상 선수에게 마이크를 넘겨보도록
Byung and I have some stories. You know about it. He says and then passes the mic. I'm like, well, I don't know actually about your stories with Byung. Besides your pro league performances. So we're going to be hearing from Terminator now.
김민철이 원했거든요. 오면 보너스라고요.
So Marine King and Sky High actually made huge upsets in their groups. You can be the one to do the same thing.
2등으로 보내고 하재상 선수는 그러면은 김민철 선수를
His plan is just get into the second spot.
이제 성욱이가 2등으로 가려면 저한테 져야 돼가지고 성욱이가 이해해 줄 거라 생각해요.
아,
2등으로
그러면은-
So
가서
like Zest,
인철이 형 잡고 편하게
어,
상황 갔으면 좋겠어요. 성욱이가.
아, 밥상을 하재상이 차려주겠다.
네.
oh, so he wants to put
그러면은
Zest in the
원희상
second. So he says,
선수와
don't beat
별
me, so
생각
you can get
없는 거예요?
second place. He thinks that
이사기가
Zest is going to lose against him on purpose because Zest wants to get second place. Of course, for those of you who don't know, whether you get first or second affects where you are in the round of 8 bracket. So
그래서 그냥 이사기는
Parting used to say we're brothers, we're good friends, like we're like family.
쉽게 왔는데 원래 가야 할 자리로 보내줘야 돼.
But I know how Parting really feels.
하면 대만으로 갈 수도 있어요.
Whoa.
팀의 본거지가 지금 대만이기 때문에요. 준비됐습니까?
When it comes to games, he knows he's going to stab me in the back. I shouldn't believe what he says.
나쁘지 않은 것 같고
예.
열심히 하겠습니다.
아, 그래요.
My goodness,
멋진
it's good
경기
day.
기대하고요. 옆에 정우영 선수.
His interviews there are so intense. I swear most people at home probably think I'm
어제
just
그
making this up.
엄청난 경기력으로 정말
Your
멋진
teammate
경기력으로
Sky High advanced
잘했을
yesterday.
것 같아요.
He played a great performance in
아니, 원래 잘하던
TBT.
형이어가지고 네, 빛을 볼 거는 저는 알고 있었기
So,
때문에
are you motivated?
딱히 그렇게 생각하진 않았어요.
I wasn't really surprised. I knew Sky High. I know how good he is at
저는 뭐
TBT.
일단 뭐
Of course, he's a Terran himself, so I'm sure he practices with him a lot. What's your plan? My plan?
그러면 세 명
Take down
상대에서
parting.
가장 쉬운
That's
게
the only
원상인가요?
thing I'm focused on right now.
그렇게 됐으면
Alright.
좋겠어요. 저는.
아,
이상이 컨디션도 안 좋아 보이고
네.
그냥 만약에 만나게 되면 하지.
Parting seems to be a bit off today. He seems to be in weak conditions. I think I could beat him
그럼 정우영
quite
선수도
easily, in fact.
테란으로서 기대해 주신 분들 많이 계시거든요.
네.
앞으로 각오 한 말씀 들어볼게요.
There's a lot of Terran fans who love watching your Terran matches. Say some words to them.
3토스조에 걸려주는지 이게 좀 의문이긴 한데
I would love to make it to the next round, he
꼭 사기
says.
토스조에서 살아남아서 좀 높은 성적 할 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
He doesn't really like his group, and
네 명의 선수와 프리뷰 쇼를
we've got two
가져봤습니다.
strong
자,
Protoss
이제
in
본
here.
경기로 찾아오겠습니다.
And then he changes and says he's got 3 strong Protosses. Alright guys, let's take a look at our HOT6 intro video. Welcome everybody to the HOT6 2014 Cup, the last big match. And well, it's the last big group of the round of 16. I'm Wolf, with me is Moonglade. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. A very, very exciting group we have ahead of us. And, you know, I'm starting to look at these interviews, and I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's like whichever player the other players laugh at usually ends up winning.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Terminator is going to come through first here, and we might actually see Byung as second.
It could happen, man.
I think that might actually happen. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Parting seems to be a bit off. I have to say, he seems a bit out of it. He said like he thought he was going to lose and that he was going to take someone out with him. That was kind of strange.
Let's talk about that interesting statistic that we were told just before the show.
Oh, so there's a bit of a curse going on, guys, which I guess we refer to as the Traveler's Curse. Every group so far, players who have traveled to tournaments like BlizzCon, for example, Home Story Cup, or IESF, have actually fallen out, with the exception of Innovation. Every other player who stayed in Korea has advanced. Innovation is the only exception, but in his group, there were 3 players who traveled, so the curse couldn't apply.
Exactly.
Somebody had to get through.
They had to make it through. So, yeah, every single player that has traveled so far has lost, except for Innovation. So today, we have Parting, as well as Zest, doing a lot of traveling recently, and we'll have to wait and see how much it's going to affect their performance. I think it's going to affect Zest more than Parting, because Zest actually went from event to event. He went from BlizzCon to IESF without going home at all. So he's been traveling for like 2 weeks.
This is true. Parting has definitely spent a lot of time too, going from BlizzCon and then going to Home Story Cup shortly afterwards.
And
I think
partying a lot.
Yeah, partying a lot. His Twitter has definitely been showing a lot of party times.
Yeah.
If you guys follow him on Twitter, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you spend any time on the Starcraft Reddit, because that was basically been Parting's Twitter a little bit in the past few weeks. But yeah, he's been partying a lot. He's been spending a lot of time, traveling, getting out there and enjoying himself. But that may affect his practice. We've seen players like Marine King, players like Sky High that you expect to do well. They've been practicing really hard. They've not been traveling, playing extremely well.
Yeah, but one thing to mention is both these players that have traveled won their tournaments as well.
This is true.
They won. Zest won IESF. Parting won Home Story Cup against Flash in a huge finals.
Yeah.
So they're coming back with at least some confidence as well.
That's absolutely true, because some of the other players we've seen travel did fairly poorly at their respective events.
They did.
And then came back and had a rough time. TY, for example, Hero not having the best performance at BlizzCon either, what people expected.
Very, very true.
Zest having a bit of a tougher performance at BlizzCon, but then taking that IESF win without dropping a single map.
Not a single map.
Yeah, got to help his confidence a little bit, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, no Koreans at that IESF finals, which I think comes into play a lot. So
Sure.
it might have been a little bit of an easier tournament than Home Story Cup, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
he should be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, definitely so. Let's take a look at our brackets. The last 2 spots will be decided today. First place of this group will fight Sky High. So if Byung happens to get first place, he will fight his teammate, in fact. And then, of course, second place will go up against Solki. So wouldn't want to be a Terran going down to that bottom right spot, and I wouldn't want to be anybody who has to go up with Solki, man. He's looking pretty on point right now.
Yeah, he's looking like a beast against Terran especially. I'm sure Byung wants to miss out on that group, absolutely.
Yeah, poor Byung, man. No matter which way he goes, it's going to be a tough one.
Oh, it's going to be ruthless.
Well, keep in mind as well, guys, I'm going to mention this a little bit later as well, but the round of 8 matches will not necessarily be played in order. There's going to be a bit of a break in between rounds because Moonglade's going to DreamHack, and so we need some time off.
Exactly. It's all for me.
But, of course, we're going to adjust the bracket based on the players' schedules. So even though the bracket isn't going to be set today, we will actually rearrange it based on the players' travel schedules. Here's today's group. Starting things off with the Kingslayer versus the underdog in Terminator, and that Protoss versus Protoss. And then in our second match, we've got Byung for CJ versus Parting, the fan favorite, second place fan favorite vote, the Beggar. And,
the Beggar.
as he's been called in Korea. With 3 Protoss, 1 Protoss will get out of this group no matter what. We just don't know if he'll be joined by a Terran or not.
Yeah, that's true. 2 underdogs in this group, 2 potential winners of this group. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something special from Terminator and Byung.
Yeah, I agree. Zest wearing that new KT jersey, man. And I don't care if I saw some people on the internet say they thought it looked like a Christmas sweater. I don't care what you guys think.
Well, it is getting to that time of the year. It might actually be the theme of their new jersey. We'll have to wait and see. We have to get an interview with Zest and ask him about it, I think.
You know, it was yesterday. Was yesterday Thanksgiving? I think it was.
Really? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe that's related too, because my parents always made me wear sweaters like that, man.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of, but it also looks really good. I like it.
Well,
I also like the jacket they've got.
Yeah. We should talk about Zest. We should talk about how PvP is his best matchup.
He's a sick PvP player.
He is a monster. He is the best Protoss in career, without a doubt about that. In the world, actually. Sorry. And, he's proven himself time and time again. He's been playing very well at the end of this year, coming back from IESF, where he won without dropping a game, looking very sick in the booth right now, actually, coughing his guts out.
I actually got to say, this has been almost like the year of Zest. He popped out of nowhere this year. He all-killed SKT. He was a Royal Roader, played insanely well in Pro League, and did great overseas. Terminator, very big underdog. Terrible record.
Could not be more of an underdog at this point. He's got like a sub 40% win rate against Protoss.
He's got a 40% win rate in his matches offline.
Yeah.
He's got his only performance, notably outside of Pro League, which he barely played in Pro League, was only getting to the round of 32 of Codes. That's no easy feat, right? Getting to Codes.
No, it's not. It's no easy feat. I completely agree.
Compared to the other players in this tournament, it looks a bit weak.
Yep. First map going to be Foxtrot Labs for this PvP.
Our map that's, statistically speaking, been our least picked this tournament. And I would say probably the least picked map we've had in the pool for the last season. A map the players don't seem to favor too much. But, the first map is random here. These players don't have a say in that.
Yep, Terminator actually qualified for this event without playing a single PvP. Well, actually, he played 1 PvP, but he lost it. But then qualified through the loser bracket. So he hasn't really proven himself in PvP of recent times.
Zest is great at PvP. He makes some sick, decisive moves. And he built his career during a time of Protoss dominance. So, as you might imagine, his PvP is pretty good.
Pretty damn sick. He should be coming into this very, very confident, despite all the traveling and possible jet lag and sickness that he might be under.
Well, let's find out who's going to take that lead and go to the winner's match here in our final group for the round of 16. Down to the bottom left, in teal, the KT Roaster player.
KT Roaster Zest.
Very handsome player, also famous for that.
The Chisel Toss.
Yes.
So handsome.
And to the top right in red, across the map for Jin Air Green Wings.
Jin Air Green Wings Terminator.
The absolute underdog of this tournament.
Yeah.
Of the entire tournament. I think even Marine King had a better shot in this tournament than Terminator, simply because of past results.
You know, I would say I put them about even, like before we saw the results of Marine King, but after Marine King's already moved on, like, you could definitely say he's the biggest underdog now, right?
Well, okay, we should wait until we actually see Terminator play a game, and then we can kind of make a bit more of a...
And that's part of it,
call.
right? Like, part of the stats that we saw on screen and the stats you're talking about as Pross are a bit dated because he hasn't played on televised matches in a really long time, similar to Sky High and Marine King. So
that is true.
He could be really good in-house. We don't really know. He did qualify for this tournament, like you said, through the loser bracket.
There are definitely players like that get too nervous when they have televised matches. They just can't seem to perform no matter how many times they get put out.
Yeah.
It has happened in the past. We saw it with a lot of Prime players. They're just simply too much inexperienced, too young. They just get completely destroyed.
Well, Terminator here definitely has a lot to prove. Zest, best.
Yes.
The joke continues. I just want to see a best as Zest sign. That would make my day. Okay, at this point, you can see, guys, the gases are being mined at full efficiency for both players, 6 harvesters each, and there's like about a 12 gas discrepancy in the mining. And a little bit, I'd say maybe a 7 in-game second difference, no, maybe a little bit less than that for the Cyber Core.
Indeed. I love how you're nitpicking this, Wolf.
Well,
it's so true.
I'm just trying to point out.
We're going to see that like 0.2 of a second like lead in the Stargate for Terminator at this rate. Wait a second. Second gateway going down.
See, that's where those extra minerals come into play. Get that second gate faster.
Indeed.
He also started a Zealot. I'm not sure if he canceled it. I think he must have. We'll get a shot of that in a second. And so far back at home for Zest, he's getting a Stalker and his Mothership Core. The Zealot was canceled, to clarify that. So, also I want to point out that both players scout at identical timings here. They both get...
We're going to see a Stargate from Zest. Bam, there we go. It's going to be Oracle. He zones out the probe with the Mothership Core and puts it down at a perfect timing.
That Stargate location is like the most obvious. If he had been able to see that pylon, he would have known, but of course gets denied.
Well, same pylon there for Terminator, but he didn't make use of it.
Notice the last time these guys played was in round 2 of the 2014 Pro League. And
actually,
before that, man, it was a long time ago.
I actually looked at the stats today, and I saw that. I'm like, well, it's just simply too old to mention.
Yeah.
It's way too old here, and very, very fast. Chronoed Warp Gate.
Yeah, he's getting it out early.
Well,
you know,
actually, it's about the same time. Here.
His core was a little bit later, and he got his second gate up. So with that second gate, with a Stalker skirmish here, Terminator actually shouldn't have won that fight, but I think Zest was scared for a second.
The Stalker was a little delayed shooting from Zest, so... Yeah.
What we're going to see from Terminator is just using these 2 gates to expand with sentries. It's not going to be aggressive. He just gets those gates out for extra safety, like we've seen Creator do. He's probably going to add a Robo now. There it is. And this Oracle build is going to be quite scary because it's also got a follow-up. What he can try to do with this, it's really good. It's almost like a build or a counter, is burst down those sentries with the Oracle and then just run up the ramp with his 3 gates.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of aggression here, and I think that the Natural will be in huge trouble here. Nexus only halfway done. The aggression's going to start now.
He needs to protect those sentries. If he loses the sentries, he's going to be in really rough shape.
Unless there's like an on-point photon overcharge, I don't see him actually defending with defending these sentries. But the Mothership Core sees everything.
All right, he's going to want to drop that here in a second. Okay, he's got the Stalkers out now.
Oh, there's a lot of Stalkers here.
Yeah, he just barely got those warped in right before this happened, so he will be fine for now. But the next group of Stalkers is coming in, and then one more warp and will put him at 8 Stalkers. That's a lot of firepower, and those sentries, again, might be exposed here.
The Nexus is going to finish, and Photon Overcharge can be
He's going to use that in a natural, and then try to force these out.
I think we got an immortal making as well. Yes, we do, but still quite a way away. And it's going to zone him back for now. But all the shields are already gone on that Nexus.
Yeah. He's got a second Oracle coming, so it's going to be a lot of damage output here. Probes being transferred. That's how confident he is here in holding. This is a very scary attack by Zest. The second Oracle can also harass or be used to fight. He can really choose what he wants to do with this.
Yeah, I think he will definitely want to get rid of the sentries ASAP and then start working on those on the Stalkers.
He may even just try to knock down the Immortal shields with those too.
Yeah.
This is a tense moment. Zest is going to have to commit here in just a second, and here we go. Running in now. Zealot's at the front to tank. Looks like he wants to go ahead and fight that Nexus. Those Oracles just sitting pretty on the right side. There's a Time Warp. Goes in, targets down those sentries first. Eliminates them almost immediately. Actually leaves one behind.
Oh, he got rid of the Mothership Core as well.
And there goes the target on the Immortal.
Oh, so good
And
here.
that actually should just be game. There's no more Mothership Core, but no more defense. And now he's just going to push up the ramp. Oracle doing that extra damage, giving that high ground vision for just a second here. Forcing his way up the ramp. Sentry warping in here a bit too late. That Immortal is also a long ways away. He's just going to do so much damage here. Not to mention he's going to be able to warp in a few more Stalkers at any second here.
Yeah, absolutely nothing Terminator can do from here. Complete domination from Zest. Great targeting on the Mothership. GG.
GG.
Zest takes a very, very easy first game with a nice all-in.
Yeah, it's like he read exactly what Terminator was going to do. His build was basically perfectly designed to beat it.
Well, I think losing the Mothership Core like that was definitely a huge, huge mistake. He simply could not do that. He needed that second phone and overcharge. Otherwise, he's just, what can he do?
Yeah. And then he got Time Warped. And his sentries got targeted down so fast. Then the Immortal was stuck at the front for some reason where it could be easily picked off.
Didn't really get microed back at all either. Yeah, a bit of a sloppy micro session from Terminator there.
Yeah. Very well executed by Zest. Zest, of course, highly favored in this matchup. Curses and the tournament's wonky results aside, Zest obviously should be the favorite to advance to the winner's match here. He is the king of PvP right now, one of the best players in the world, one of the favorites for this tournament, and absolutely the favorite for this group. So there's no surprise he takes game one so convincingly. Terminator decides to pick Sejong.
King Sejong Station. Well, why not? You know, it is a good Protoss map after all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's got plenty of practice on it.
I'm sure he's got a really specific build he likes to do on this map for PvP. We've seen a lot of Proxy Oracle on this map. We've seen Blink Stalkers do quite well on this map.
They do great on this map, as well as the same sort of style that Terminator did with the pretty early Nexus into Immortals. It's very, very standard. Obviously, you got to defend it just a little bit cleaner than that, though.
Yeah, you definitely do. And when you do a build like that, you got to be scared too about Blink Stalkers blinking into your main and getting that backstab, just like you would as a Terran player playing against a Protoss. You really have to be careful about that on this map.
Yeah.
There's a ton of different spaces for the Stalkers to attack from. Zest still looking a bit sick, but looking sick in his PvP.
Oh.
Let's go into game number 2 on King Sejong Station. In the top left, in the teal, the Kingslayer for KT Rolster. He is
KT Roaster Zest.
when a king faces an underdog, or Kingslayer rather faces an underdog. He really is a king. The bottom right in red, the underdog.
Gene Green Wings Terminator.
I'm trying to remember what Terminator's old ID was. He had a different ID before he changed it to Terminator.
Yeah.
You remember that?
No, I can't remember his name. But I remember he changed it.
The IDs changes I remember are like Savage and Climax both went to Rogue.
Yeah. I mean, I like Terminator as an ID.
I like it too. I actually like it better, but I can't remember what his old ID is for the life of me. I was hoping you would, but I'm sure somebody on Twitter will let me know. So we see a faster gate here for Terminator.
Yeah, just slightly faster. Cut one probe.
Yeah. Effect does income slightly.
Not too much of a big deal there.
Yeah, it's just stylistic, really. You get a faster tech, a faster warp, get research, but your economy suffers very little, and it's both ways very little. The tech very slightly ahead, and or the economy very slightly behind.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if Terminator's actually going to go for a faster tech because of this, if he's going to go for some sort of timing.
Yeah, it could be a rushed Stargate.
It could be. That would make a lot of sense.
See that a lot on this map.
Yeah. Only one gas. For Terminator, actually. Fast 2 for Zest.
Yeah, very quick second gas there.
So
and there's the fast core, so I'm thinking we're going to see a rush Stargate maybe.
Yeah.
Like before Warp Gate research even.
Yeah, it could very well be that. I mean, Zest also looking like he's going to go for some kind of tech early on.
Yeah. It's going to take a little while for us to find out. Notice the pylon placement for these two players as well. And here comes that probe. Let's see if he's scouting or if he's going to hide something. I think he's just scouting.
Yeah, it looks like Zest looking for any sort of proxies here.
Yeah, Zest being a little bit more careful in that regard. Okay. He actually gets Warp Gate research right off the bat and a Stalker, so no rushed Stargate tech out of Terminator. Back at home, we'll have to see what he's using his Chrono Boost on. Still probes, so he just gets a faster core in general. And a later second gas. And meanwhile, that extra gas that Zest got from the fast 2 gas goes into his mothership core, so he gets that out faster. He's also going to get a scout on the tech here, which is non-existent. Oh, misses the pylon. That hurts.
A little bit of a mistake there.
Oh,
if he goes back in, you'll see that.
Oh, so close.
Twilight, nope. All right, so it looks like it is going to be Blink for Terminator. Still waiting to see exactly what Zest is going to commit to here. Oh, it is going to be the Stargate here. Okay.
One for one with Stargate so far. Let's see if he can make it work again. It's a suspicious probe over there.
Yeah, it is. I think we could very well see some DT from this.
It could definitely be DTs.
I'm getting that DT impression, but...
With these 2 gates, it could also just be a forward warping point for later. Really, the sky's the limit. I mean, with this type of build, it could be anything. Ooh, he's going to take a lot of damage on that Stalker, though. And no Blink nor DTs yet. The probe stays at that pylon, so that's suspicious. And he just made something. Dark Shrine.
DT. All right.
You were on the money.
Alrighty. Yeah, you don't want to pylon up there and, oh, hang on a second, Zest is going to scout it. Oh, yeah. That is Zest for you. He sees the Dark Shrine. Hopefully he notices it, actually. He kind of just went right past it.
I'm sure he did. It's going to be on the mini-map for sure.
Well, he's going to have oracles at the very least, which is going to help him out a great deal. But his rally point suggests that he does not exactly realize.
If he clicked on the shrine, he knows it's a long way away, so he can probably make 2 oracles and then make a robo. Because the second oracle will give detection, he can leave that one at home, and then the first oracle can keep harassing. So I like the choice to make the second one.
Same time though, we see some Stalkers already being warped in here. He's got quite a number already. And it looks like he does cancel the Dark Shrine, so he's going to go for that Blink all-in.
Yep. Very sneaky here. Coming right in, and there's not a whole lot of gateways. The second one just being warped now into that warp gate. Forces the overcharge out early, and now he can set up a pylon on the high ground, in fact.
This is kind of gross. This will actually do so much damage with this Oracle. All the Stalkers, all the defense is completely away.
He's going to lose so many probes here.
Out of position.
Could actually be game ending.
It could be game ending. It's going to be up to Terminator to find the damage and to pretty much just kill Zest at this point.
He can't make any more Stalkers, though, because he's got no money. So 8 Stalkers is going to be it. Unless he cancels Blink and makes 1 more Stalker, that's it. And all the Stalkers that Zest is able to warp in right now, he has time bought for.
This is just a sad ending, I think, because Blink is still miles away, and nearly every single probe has gone down at this point.
All that time warp did was buy enough time for Zest to do a few more warp-ins, and he should be totally fine. He's already up an army, and there's no way he's going to make this happen, even with Blink, which isn't ready yet anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he
Probe's coming off the line because he knows all he has to do is hold, and it's over.
He could put like 1 sentry. Oh, actually, he needs to get rid of that pylon first, but then 1 sentry would just do the trick.
Yeah. I mean...
He's just sitting there.
Yeah. Why not? Blink's done now, and so what?
Does he have a second photon just yet? Maybe not just yet.
Not yet, but he's going to eventually have enough Stalkers coming in, warping in right now.
Warp-ins, ooh. Not the best warp-in. Gets focused down pretty quickly here.
Every Stalker that Terminator loses, he cannot replace.
And there's 1.
And the probes are off the line, but so what? When you've got
22
no
kills on that Oracle. And yeah, there is simply nothing much you can do. GG. Easy
Zest
games, easy win.
Yep. 2-0, easy peasy. The fastest series perhaps we've seen actually.
I actually think it might be. And there you go. That's why we have a 40% win rate for PvP for our friend Terminator. He is not too good at the matchup, it seems.
Well, he took a big gamble in Game 2. In Game 1, Zest just outplayed him. In Game 2, he took a gamble which was scouted. And then he took a huger gamble by not leaving anything at home. You always leave like at least 2 Stalkers at home when you do this build.
Yeah, well, I think what he needed to do is put the DT Shrine in a much, much better position.
Yeah.
Like behind the rocks, like at the back in like the mid-ride.
Not at a common proxy Stargate location where your opponent's likely to scout.
Yeah, so a bit of a mistake there from Terminator, but good for Zest. Looking very good despite all his travels. The curse has not hit him yet.
No.
Let's wait to the winners match.
We'll have to wait for that indeed. But yeah, Terminator is taking some, I feel like, miscalculated risks.
Yeah.
In that second game.
It's kind of showing like his inexperience or just like his misunderstanding of the matchup maybe.
Almost every person who will do any Blink Stalker attack ever, even if it's delayed with a canceled Dark Shrine, will leave 2 Stalkers at home if they don't know what their opponent's doing. Because if you have 2 Stalkers at home, you're fine.
I think it's more of like a desperation move at this point because he's like his initial plan was to DT, but it got scouted instantly. So he's like, all right, I got to cancel this. I got to go now because I've lost money, I've lost time, I've lost a lot of gas, and I can't afford to just use my Stalkers at home because he just needs everything. He needs to go all in.
Yeah. I mean, it was a rough situation either way.
It was. It was
So,
a very horrible position to be in.
Catch 22, man. It was a tough spot.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, before we go into our next match, which is going to be Parting, our second place fan favorite, up against Byung, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll see you guys right after that.